so much, Dr. Zeng, for the introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Norliza Wahab from Universiti Putra, Malaysia. Just this morning, we have listened about the anti-cancer property from non-edible part of cocoa. So today, I'll be talking about assessment of antioxidant capacity, anti-collagenase and anti-elastase assay of Malaysian unfermented cocoa bean for cosmetic application. The content or the layout of this presentation, I will start with some introduction, objective, materials and method, results and discussion, conclusion, also acknowledgement. For the introduction, in a cocoa upstream activity, fermentation is a crucial step for the development of precursors of chocolate flavor. So the color of the bean may change from purple to brown in a well-fermented bean. And moreover, polyphenols undergo a variety of reactions, like epicatechin will diffuse from its storage cells and undergoes oxidation and polymerization reaction to form complex tannins. So the consequence in fermented bean is a decrease of epicatechin concentration. Whereas for this project, bear in mind that our chocolate production is not the objective of my study, but I'm looking for the property for the cosmetic application. So the fermentation as well as roasting process will be omitted and leave behind the unfermented cocoa beans, and it will further extract for the cosmetic purpose. So these are some of literatures regarding the function of polyphenols in cosmetic. It is utilized as anti-free radical property, where the free radical due to UV exposure and pollutants will be scavenged, as a metal complexation where the flavonoids form chelates with bivalent metals. Therefore, the lead, mercury, arsenic, and cadmium will be washed away. The third one is cocoa polyphenols exhibit a positive action on skin elasticity and skin tonus, like glycosaminoglycans and collagen 1, 3, and 4. Given this hierarchy is epicatechin and catechins, and also the proanthocyanidins is a predominant class of polyphenols in cocoa. Okay, why are you unfermented? Like I said earlier, the cocoa polyphenols are very well preserved. This is according to Kim and Kinney, and also the reduction of time and labor consumption because fermentation and roasting process didn't apply. This is skin morphology. Okay, our skin consists of 3 layers. The outer layer is epidermis, the second layer is dermis, and also the subcutis. The collagen and elastin are located inside our dermis layer, and the collagen accounts for 70 to 80% of the skin weight, also to provide structural stability. However, it is easily dismantled by collagenase. And the other one is elastin. It is insoluble fibrous and occupy only 2 to 4% of the dermis matrix, but it plays an important role for skin elasticity, and is easily degraded by elastase, where it can hydrolyze the peripheral and structural proteins in the connective tissue. These are some of research for cocoa beans, where we can see that according to Kim and Kinney, the cocoa beans contain high phenolic content. 60% of the total phenolic in raw beans are flavonol, and also prosinidine. Another study by he and L, he reported that the freeze-dried cocoa beans, the total phenolic content for freeze-dried is about 88.45 milligram gallic acid equivalent. Thomas Barbaran also reported that unfermented cocoa bean from several South American countries do contain about 64.3 to 81.5 milligram. This is due to the because if compared to Malaysian cocoa bean, the Malaysian has a bitter taste. This is due to the polyphenol or epicatechin concentration inside the bean. And polyphenols have been known to inhibit activity of collagenase and elastase, according to Kim et al. And also the compounds inside the persimmon and rosemary also can inhibit the collagenase and elastase. So the objective of this study is to determine the total phenolic content, antioxidant activity, anti-collagenase and anti-elastase of Malaysian cocoa bean extract, Malaysian unfermented bean extract, and also to quantify epicatechin and catechin content. So for the screening process, I have used about 10 clones of Malaysian cocoa bean, and they were acquired from Cocoa Research and Development Center in Malaysia, and later they were grounded to 1 millimeter, and these lipid-free solids were air dried to yield about 45 grams of effect-free material. And for the extraction process, I've used warm distilled water and also the 70% aqueous ethanol before it can filter and then lyophilized. For the HPLC quantification of epicatechin and catechin, the sample were injected into the HPLC, and the irritating compounds were detected by monitoring absorbance at 280 nanometer. For total phenolic content, this was based on the study by Singleton and Rossi, when the extract were added with Folin Chocolate reagent, and the measure and the absorbance was measured at 765 nanometer. This one is for the antioxidant capacity. I'm using the FRAP assay. For the FRAP assay, the principle is a reduction of ferric TPTZ to a blue ferrous of TPTZ colored, measured at 593 nanometer. The high FRAP values indicates high antioxidant capacity, and the reducing potential of the sample extract from unfermented bean was determined against a standard curve of ferrous sulfate. The FRAP value was expressed as millimolar ferrous sulfate equivalence per gram. For the collagenase assay, according to this Weingarten and Feder, the principle of this method is the utilization of MMP1 or matrix metalloproteinase 1 using a thiopeptide chromogenic substrate. The hydrolysis of thioester bond in a chromogenic substrate by the MMP will produce a sulfihydryl group which reacts with DTNB to form the 2-nitro-5 thiobenzoic acid, which can be detected at 412 nanometer. For the elastase assay, again to measure the protease activity of MMP12, where MMP12, the usual target of MMP12 is elastin, fibronectin, and also laminin. This is to measure protease activity of MMP12 using a thiopeptide chromogenic substrate. It can hydrolyze the thioester bond in the thiopeptide by producing a sulfurhydryl group, which reacts with DTNB again, which can be detected at 412 nanometer. For results and discussion, this total phenolic content determination of unfermented cocoa bean extract. You can see here that there is no significant difference between or among these 10 clones for each extraction medium. Okay, the TPC of water and ethanol extracts is this range, whereby for the two-way ANOVA, significant evidence for extraction process plus cocoa clone interaction effect is due to higher extraction efficiency. The present study is in accordance to the previous report of the studies by Ho, Demiray, Aziza, and also Belschap. Due to the water-soluble nature of plant phenolics enhanced by the presence of an organic solvent, which can facilitate the solubilization of the compounds through penetration in plant cell structure. And among these 10 clones, PBC123 and PBC140 have been selected due to the highest TPC content. And the ethanol extract of beans have significantly higher content of phenolic than water. These are the HPLC quantification of epicatechin and catechin in unfermented beans. As you can see here, I have a focus on these two compounds because these are two major compounds that constitute the bean, the whole bean content. Okay, the A is the mixture of standard. P is for the PBC123 and PBC140 for the C. Okay, in terms of total phenolic content, no significant difference between these two clones. Both clones showed as high as 200-fold of TPC in comparison to the fermented beans. Epicatechin in PBC123 and PBC140 is in this range, whereby the epicatechin, the catechin content is much more lower than epicatechin content. As you can see here in the table, the epicatechin in the Malaysian bean of at least 14, 39, and 10-fold higher than the Malaysian, Ghanaian, Cote d'Ivoire, and Sulawesian fermented bean. For the FROB assay, the FROB value of PBC123 and PBC140 were assayed at this range, this value, where high antioxidant capacity is due to maybe due to high acid or low pH nature of the Malaysian bean. So this Jinab et al. Reported that supported the present study where the unfermented Sulawesian and Malaysian exhibited the highest antioxidant capacity compared to the fermented Ghanaian and Cote d'Ivoire. With regard to this study also, we can see the high correlation between epicatechin and antioxidant capacity of cocoa bean extract. So these findings are in agreement with our present result. So for the inhibition of collagenase and elastase activities, the upper graph is the collagenase activity and the lower is the elastase. inhibition of collagenase activities were not significantly different between the NGH is the positive control, ascorbic acid, PBC123 and PBC140. But the elastase inhibitory effect for these two clone is much more lower. The PBC123 and PBC140 have significantly higher inhibition effect on collagenase rather than on elastase. This can contribute to the anti-wrinkle effect of the bean. So collagenase is a zinc-containing metalloproteinase. So epicatechin within the bean may bind to the zinc ion within the enzyme, thus can prevent from binding with collagen, so we can avoid the fragmentation of collagen. Or maybe it's come from the conformational change in collagenase induced by this polyphenol in bean. So hydroxyl of polyphenols also can form hydrogen bond with a functional group of collagenase and be the benzene group in hydrophobic interactions with collagenase. These are the correlations between the epicatechin and FRAP, with anti-collagenase. C is between epicatechin and anti-collagenase, and also the between epicatechin and anti-elastase. That we can see that the Pearson coefficient is high. So these results were in agreement with Gill et al., who found high correlation between FRAP and phenolic compounds in nectarines, peaches, and plums. So the total phenolic and antioxidant capacity for cereals as well. So high correlation was also observed between phenolic compounds and FRAP. So the present study showed a good correlation between epicatechin and anti-collagenase, suggested that epicatechin content in unfermented cocoa bean extract has allowed a significantly increasing level of FRAP, anti-collagenase, and anti-elastase. But however, the inhibition of elastase was not correlated neither with FRAP nor anti-collagenase. For the conclusion, we can say that the unfermented cocoa bean extract of these two clones are capable of inhibiting collagenase. However, elastase is poorly inhibited from PBC140. We can also say that the enzyme inhibitory effect of unfermented cocoa bean extract are dependent on their phenolic composition, especially from epicatechin content. So the molecular structure that define their reactivity towards the ferric reduction potential of sample extract. The epicatechin may bind to the zinc ion within the enzyme, therefore can prevent from binding with the substrate and the hydroxyl group of polyphenols. So the present study suggests that these compounds of unfermented beans provide a good source of natural antioxidant, especially for the cosmetic industry. These are the references for this paper, and I also want to acknowledge this Malaysian government for sponsoring this project, the Universiti Putra Malaysia, and also the Chemistry and Technology Division of Malaysian Cocoa Board for the facility provided, and also this Public Service Department of Malaysia for sponsoring my scholarship for this project. With that, I thank you for your kind attention.